Hello, this is Scott Bach-Hansen, Vice President for Cardinal Basketball Officials Association. Today I'm going to do a video on the basics of Arbiter and getting your calendar ready. With a lot of new people to our association, getting a lot of questions about how do I do Arbiter? How do I put block schedules in and all that? So instead of trying to explain it one by one, I figured I'd try to put this video together to give you the basics, and then if you want to dive deeper, you can certainly play around and do that yourself. So first of all, this is the outlook of what the calendar looks like when you hit the block side of things. Okay, and so we're going to show you how to block your calendar with certain days and times. And then I'm also going to show you how to set up your travel limits and put some other things together. And I picked April because it's already November and blocks are set up, and I don't want to mess up with the blocks now for this basketball season. So we're just going to go in here and show you through the month of April here. So the first thing I want to do is, if I know that there's a day that I know I'm going to block the whole day. Okay, and for me it's Sundays. Okay, Sundays we have a lot going on. As a minister, I have a lot of stuff going on at church, and so really I don't really work Sundays. If there's desperate need, once in a blue moon, I'll work a Sunday afternoon, but pretty much Sunday for me is family day and church. So I'm going to show you how to block all the Sundays in the month of April here first. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go up here and I want to click block all day. Okay, and there's a couple of ways I can do this. I can just go right in and click on the date, and as I click on the date, you'll see that it's a full block, and it shows up with the legend over here. Okay, so I can do it that way. Another way I could do it is I could just go in here and I could say, okay, I'm going to block all the Sundays in here, and I'm going to go from the 1st of April through the 29th of April. And so every Sunday is going to be blocked, and I'm going to hit apply, and now you see all my Sundays are blocked. Okay, so if I go back into one of these, you'll see that my Sunday is blocked, and it's blocked for both Cardinal and VHSL because we're registered for both. So that's the first thing I want to do. The second thing I want to do is maybe I have a job that won't let me leave during certain hours. And so what I'll do is I'll set up a block for the opportunities during my work schedule that I am not available. So I'm not blocking the whole day there, because if I block the whole day, I'm not going to be able to see anything. So I'm going to go here and block part of the day. And you see the default here is 8 to 5. Now, 5 o'clock is the time that you're planning on leaving. It may not be the time that you're blocked till, because you may leave at 5, but you may take 45 minutes to an hour to get to a school, so you might want to change that to a little bit later time. So for our purposes, I'm going to block this till 5:45 p.m. And just for this purpose, I'm going to block it for Monday through Thursday. Okay, I'm going to change Friday around a little bit for those of us that may work a different schedule. So again, I can just click on the dates here one by one, but obviously I'm going through the whole month, and you see this pink color is that part day block. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to go up here and check all of these. I'm going to leave Friday unattended and Saturday unattended, and then I'm going to say, okay, block part of that day, and I'm going to hit apply, and then you'll see the whole month, Monday through Thursday, through the 29th, okay, because again, I didn't change it to the 30th, so I'll go in and change it to the 30th now. I'll hit apply again, and then you see the 30th comes up. So now let's say that maybe every other Friday I'm off completely. So I can really be available anytime. So maybe the 6th and the 20th, I'm available anytime. Well, one of the things that our commissioner likes to see is if you're available all day, just go in there and block 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. There's no games going on then. But what he'll do is he'll know that you're available really anytime all day. Okay? And so here, I'm just going to undo these. And instead of going in and changing the dates, because I've got two different dates, it gets a little crazy. I'm just going to pick on the two dates here. So I got one here and one here that I'm available all day. Now, on the 13th and the 27th, maybe I get out of work at noon. So I can go back in here and I can block this one till noon. And we'll leave it at 7. It doesn't matter what time because there's no early games on Friday. Generally, so we're blocking from 7 to noon on these days. So again, they all showed up light pink because I'm blocking part of the day. Okay. Then as I go in, maybe Saturdays is a little bit different. Maybe I'm available anytime on Saturday, and really the Scholastic and Recreation Commissioner can look at the calendar and evaluate if they see me as available and ask me. The Recreation Commissioner can send me a note, or I can self-assign my games. But for this purpose, I'm just going to say that I am available anytime in the morning, but I'm not available in the afternoons on Saturdays. So I'm just going to say from 2:30 in the afternoon until, we'll just say, maybe 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, somewhere in there. And now I'm going to go in and I'm just going to say I am blocked during this time range. So I'll go in and just click these 4. Now I could have gone in and hit the Saturdays too. Either way, doesn't matter. But now as you see, the Saturdays I'm blocked from 2:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, so that's how you block your schedule. Now, if you want to know how it looks once you start getting games, let me plop back in here. I'll go back into November because we're right at the start of the scheduling season. So this is kind of what it looks like. You got the dark blues are assigned games. Okay, the light blues are pending games. Now, I can't see these light blues. So if I click on it, I can look down here and I can see I have a pending game and it shows me what time. So I can add it to my calendar. But those games have not been released or published yet. So right now, I am just looking at this and saying, okay, well, I know I have a game 7:30 on this day. And on Thursday, the 1st, I have a game also at 7:30. Or the 30th, I have a game at 7:30. On Friday, the 1st, I have a game at 5 p.m. Okay, and Saturday, the 2nd, I have a game at 5:45. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Okay, so, and if I go into dark blue, I can see I have a game, and now I know my game is at Woodson. So I know I have a scrimmage at Woodson on Friday the 17th. On the 18th, I know I have a scrimmage at McLean High School. And on the 22nd, I know I have a scrimmage down at Hayfield. All right, so we're going to pause this for a second and get set up to show you how to set up your travel limits. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to set up your travel limits, and I'm going to click on this button here where it says Travel Limits. And you'll see here that on Sundays, if I do work, I try to stay within 5 miles. Now again, the travel limits are just requested. It doesn't necessarily mean that the commissioner's office, either one of the offices, won't schedule you outside of these ranges that you put. However, it's important to know that they do try to stay within that, but there may be opportunities to place you outside of that. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing I want to do is the postal code, the distance, all those things are important. So I have mine set up for Fairfax, and then I have it set up, and you'll see I'm going to go into each one of these. So if I go into money, let's just change this around a little bit. Let's just say that I'm leaving from Arlington, okay, and so we'll check that. I'm sorry, Annandale, okay, and so I can say 35 miles. I can also go back in and say, you know what, on Mondays I have a little bit more flexibility, so I'm going to go in here and say 50 miles, okay, and then I hit the check box, okay. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, I know I'm going to be in our Fairfax office, so I'm going to keep that, and my mileage is fine for Tuesday. But Wednesday, I usually have a late afternoon meeting, and so I don't want to get caught in traffic, so I'm going to try to limit that to 20 miles. So 15 miles maybe. Okay, so then we'll hit check. Okay, and then we'll look at Thursday. Thursday, I'm actually not in this office because I know that I have to be downtown. So I'm going to go downtown on this day, and I'm going to change this because leaving downtown, I might be limited to get out too far west, especially at the end of the day. So I'm just going to put in 25 miles, and I'm going to hit check here, and then that will show this. Okay, so that's how you set up your dates and changes. Now, I will tell you this. You want to do the postal code that you're leaving from. Okay, so if you're at home on Saturdays, my address is 22032, so I can leave from there. And then Saturdays, I'm pretty flexible, but 35 miles pretty much covers most of the stuff that we do. So I'll just hit the checkbox, and Cecil and Robert, if I'm available, know that I can help them anywhere. But I keep 35 miles as a general rule of thumb. Doesn't mean that I know I won't go 50 or 60, but that way I have it set up. So that's how you do this. If you want to set it up for everything, you can obviously just go in and you can say 22031 for 35 miles and hit apply. Actually, you have to hit apply after you check the boxes. So if you want them in all the boxes, and I'll do all the boxes except for Sunday, then that's what that looks like. Okay? So that's how you set up your travel limits. All right, so those are applied, and we're going to exit out of this. And then I thought I'd show you also while I was here how to change some of the profile stuff you have. So if I go into my profile, this is where I can add a picture. And by the way, I'd recommend adding a picture. It's helpful for everyone. Believe it or not only our officials, but it's the schools like to know which officials are coming, and the DSAs will go in and look at the pictures and say, okay, I remember this guy. You may not remember you by name, but they look at the picture and they say, oh yeah, remember him. Keep an eye out for him when he comes. Know that he may need a parking space in a certain area. Just whatever the reasons are. You want to make sure your phone numbers are correct. Your carrier in case you're doing the text messaging. Any notes, if you want to have texting and all that, that has to be set up here. Your email address, your first name, middle name, last name, all that good stuff. Your address, make sure you put your address in there, your VHSL code. If you want to put your birth date and everything, you can. I'd leave your social security number out. Again, you're dealing with security stuff. But really, that's it here. But it's not difficult to go in and set up a picture. It looks kind of goofy. It looks really stretched out here. But when you go to the front of the page, it's a little bit more normal here. So anyway, that is a quick overview on Arbiter and how to set up your blocks and how to set up your travel limits and get into your profile. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to really any veteran of our association. They're doing this on a regular basis. Obviously, Cecil Hurst, our commissioner, Paul Klein, our secretary, Robert Zayas, our recreation commissioner, are the real experts at this. But really anybody that's been around and uses Arbiter can help you at any time. So anyway, hope that helps, and hope you have a great season. Thanks.